guys, this is SPC Welding Fabrication. This is a square body dually we're going to work on from a guy Mike at the Johnny's Speed Shop. We're going to use his truck for a guinea pig to get into this whole YouTube thing. And we don't know anything about YouTube, but we're going to give it a try. We're going to put drop spindles, drop springs, flip kit, a little mini notch, and try to get him a little closer to the dirt. He don't want to be on the dirt quite yet. He's not quite ready for the air ride quite yet. He just wants to be low and be able to tow his trailer to the shows. He does really nice artwork and sells artwork and t-shirts. He goes to a lot of the C10 shows. Big C10 guy, big C10 guy. So we're gonna get to it and see what we can accomplish and get done.
I'm not doing too good this whole video and thing, but we got Mike's truck took apart, about to put the flip kit on, little C notch. We got it tore down on the back. We got the front tore apart, reassembling now. We got some drop springs and some drop spindles going back on this thing. Try to get a little closer to the ground for him. He ain't quite ready to get down on the dirt yet, but he wants to get closer to the ground. I ain't doing too good this whole video and thing. I'm still learning, but we're gonna give it a whirl. Got Mike's dually put back together. I got the front all back on and together. Just gotta put the brakes and the spindle back on, and it'll be done. Now we're about to move on to the back, do his little mini notch.
Alright guys, I got Mike's dually completely put back together in the front now. Got all the brakes done, all the suspension. Everything's done. Gotta bleed the brakes, but everything is done. So now we're off to the back. We're gonna get the back knocked out and see if we can't get this thing done this week. Alright, now we're about to test fit this C-notch piece in this chassis. See if it fits. Hopefully it does. Do a little bit more grinding. It's close. It's getting there. Not bad. It needs a little bit more love. Gotta go up a little bit at the back. But it ain't bad. It's good. Pleasure. Alright. Whack it out just a little bit more. See what we can come up with. It's a little bit more smoother now. It should. I might have to go up a little bit more in the back. The body's right.
Gotta go up a little bit more across the back. Fit up plumb perfect. But it looks good. It looks good. Alright. We'll make one more trim on it. And we will see. We're going to have to trim out around the 50. We'll hit the shirt just a little bit more. Make it clean. A little gooseneck ball. But all in all, that's pretty good. We can grind that up, fit that on there, and repeat the other side. And then all we got to do is a flip kit, and we'll be about to get Mike's truck put on the dirt. Now it's time for everybody's favorite part, grinding. Got to clean it up. Ain't work without a clean surface. All right, we got it ground, cleaned up, and fitted real nice. We're gonna put a little weld on it. I like to weld mine on each end a little bit, and then we'll drill and bolt it down. And then all we gotta do is the other side. Thing about cars, we got two sides to everything. You gotta do it twice. Take the safety googles off. Let's crash it. Alright guys, well Mike decided to go ahead and put the rear mount fuel tank in out of like a Suburban or a K5 Blazzer, something like that, in the back to do away with the saddle tanks, because this one tank holds what two of the ones do, and you don't have to switch your motor and all that crap. We're trying to get it fitted in place right now. It don't really fit real good, but it ain't hard. We took the spare tire bracket and cut it, moved it back to the back. Right here, you can see we moved it right backwards just to use it as a mount there, and then I'll weld some little tabs on it to put the gas tank straps to. Now we did have to move this shock over here that went on the back of the axle. We had to move that,
because it wouldn't fit in there with that in there. So we're gonna have to relocate that. But all in all, that's going together pretty smoothly. We just thought we would try to go ahead and do this before we put the rear end back in, since, you know, it gives you a little bit more room to work with. All right, we're gonna keep going and see if we can't build some brackets and some straps and get it held down. All right, guys, we got Mike's rear end put back in, got his flip kit put on, got it all put back together, got the brakes bled, everything is good to go. He went ahead and put this rear fuel tank in while we were under here. While we were down here putting it together, we went ahead and did this fuel tank. He wanted to put this one back here and do away with the saddle tanks on the side. So went ahead and fabbed up a couple straps, and I just used the spare tire mount and cut it off the chassis and flipped it upside down and put it on the top, and it worked out real well. Welded a couple tabs to it for the I just got to build him a fueler neck. I got some pretty trick ideas for that if I could do it and pull it off like I want to, but I fit real nice. We're gonna get to it and see what we can come up with. All right, our plan is to run a hose from here straight back through here and turn and shoot over there to the gas tank, if we can make that happen. We got this piece right here. I'm hoping it's gonna fit in this hole. With some modifying, I think it will. You might have to notch out a little bit right there to make it go around that bend. I'm just gonna notch these at a 45 right down through there. That way I can bring it out a little bit more and get it more in line with this one. Run it back. It should be good. All right, guys, I'm back. Now that I have spent a gazillion hours of my life looking for my soapstone, does any of y'all have the problem of when you put your soapstone down from using it, it's gone? Like, you can't never find it again. You lay it down, you have it like 2 minutes ago. Lay it down, next thing you know, it's gone. That junk will be 3 houses down in the middle of the road trying to get run over by a car or something. It's crazy. Soapstone, I'm laying the soapstone on the welder, guys. So if I can't find it again in a minute, y'all tell me where it's at. Alright guys, I'm back with the Sawzall. I'm gonna butcher this all off. If I don't cut these wires up, that's the important part. Got to cut up the wire. That's already a lot more room in there. All right, we've got that butchered out, and now we've got this here flexi hose thing. We're gonna try to stick this up in here somewhere. Fit that around there, like that. And then we need a piece of a 90 to go from there. We might have to raise that up just a little bit. But we need a 90 to go from there to there. I got this here piece right here that I went to the Galloways and bent this morning from the exhaust. I'm gonna lock this 90 off and stick it on there right there. It's gonna work. All right, y'all hang out while I lock this off. All right, we're back.
Alright, let's stick this on here like that. And then we really need to chop that down just a little bit more. Try to get it higher if we can. Alright. Now, I don't know that filler neck piece is gonna fit, but we're gonna do some investigating and we'll check. Make sure we can make it fit behind the tail light. Alright guys, we're back working on Mike's truck. We're fixing to get started on the filler neck for the fuel, for the rear mounted fuel tank that we put in for Mike. And a lot of people just put the filler neck in the bed. It works just fine, there's nothing wrong with it, it's just not my kind of cool. And they make this cool kit to put this thing behind the tail light, which is really cool. But that thing is really expensive, and we're trying to ball on a budget. We're all about balling on a budget. So I got this here gas door that I took off of something out back. Honda, maybe? Camry? I don't remember what it was. But something, and it's got a good little hinge, good little mechanism. We're going to fab up some brackets and see if we can't make it fit in this little hole right here. And if so, then all we got to do is figure out how to make the gas door run back there to it. Which ain't no big deal. If we can get it all apart. Man, this thing is old. I don't think this thing has been took apart in a minute. I might have to get him some new taillight bulbs while we're in here, because those things definitely look a little crusty. Alright, well I'm going to go get us a Phillips head, and then come back and see if we can get any of them rusty screws out. Alright, well, I tried to video me cutting this thing down a lot smaller. I just drilled out the spot hole welds to get the gas door off, and then trimmed it down a little bit smaller, so that way it's a lot easier to try to fit in this hole. But my videoing skills ain't jihad, and it didn't turn on and off like it was supposed to, so we missed that part. But we're gonna keep trying. Now we're gonna see how much more we gotta butcher out to make this thing fit in this hole. Okay, it opens this way, it closes this way. So it needs to fit right in there. Alright guys, well, I'm trying to fit this up in there, and I don't really know where it needs to bolt to the back of the tail light yet, so I'm just gonna kind of tack it in place to hold it, so that way I can get some better calculated guesses. I don't think I poured the paint up too bad. Alright, that should hold it long enough for us to get some more guesses. Might have to weld it down a little better in a little while. But that's at least got it. At least good thing about a tailgate truck, you always got a workbench to pile your crap on. I'm gonna get us some CAD, cardboard. Build some templates. Alright, I have proceeded to bend this little bracket right here, and I drilled and bolted it to the back of the tail light housing. And my plan, I don't know if this is going to work or not, but we're going to give it a try and see. If not, we'll come up with a new plan. But we're going to swing for the fences on the first plan. And I'm going to try to bolt this back in its factory place. And then I'm going to try to stick the welder through the taillight hole and tack it to that other little bracket. And then take the screws out of it and see if it works. And if it works, all we got to do is weld it up, gusset it up, and it'll be good. But the chances of realistically being that simple probably ain't going to happen. Well, that's kind of cool. Is that gonna fit? Hey, it does fit. If I can see what I was doing. Alright, well, maybe one tack will hold it together. Highly doubtful. But we're gonna see. It'll probably just fall off. Well, it opens, but it don't open far enough to put no gas in. Alright, well, we're gonna take it back off and come up with a new plan, because that is not unfolding far enough to go hit the fuel in. Alright, I'm gonna bend to one middle. Alright, we got a new bracket. Yet again, I tried to record it and it didn't record. I guess I need to start paying attention to make sure it starts before I start working. But it's a little hot. We're going to see if that works or not. I don't think it's going to come out. It might not come out far enough to be able to get the fuel in. But we're going to let it cool off, put it together, and see what it looks like and what it does and if it's going to work or not. If not, we'll cut it up. Try it again, do something else. Alright guys, we've made a new bracket again. Now we're going to try to assemble it and put the tail light together just to see if we're going to be able to get fuel in. I don't know if it's going to open far enough to be able to put fuel in or not. But we're going to see. Yeah, I guess if it don't work, we'll try something else. So maybe it's still kind of hot. Alright guys, this is Timmy. Again, we're back at it. My first two transitions of this here gas door didn't work. But we went out there and cut another one off something else. I think it may have been a Suburban or something. But it seems to work a little better. We gotta still clean it up and tack it together. I didn't get the video of that because I was kind of frustrated with it, but I got it figured out. But now it should open like this. We got to still work on the wires and get all that working. But it opens, closes. We got to flap it down and put a little brace on this, clean it up, paint it, and then we're going to try to get the filler neck stuck down in this hole, and we got to make it go from there all the way up to a little fuel tank. So we're going to get started on that now. I got this little Mickey Mouse one of these off of a late model Chevrolet out the back. Alright guys, I got the tail light put back in. Got everything working like it should. Now we got to get us a little latch, like some little magnets to hold it closed, but you just open it up right there. Filler neck's right here. It's like a new style GM quick connect one, so it's kind of slim mount. Locks in place. He's gonna get the LED one it goes inside of it, so that way it don't have the old style sockets, so that way it doesn't hit anything. And that's pretty much it right there. We took a door hinge off of you want to say this part right here came off of a like 03 04 body style Suburban or Tahoe door hinge, gas door hinge right there, and I lopped it off and then just tacked it to the inside of this panel, this little brace right here. I just tacked that to it so that it works, and then I bent this bracket and then put this gusset on it to hold it on, and it opens, it closes, or vice versa. You get the idea. It's gonna be a trial and error. We're gonna see if it takes fuel like it's supposed to, but hopefully it takes fuel. It's got pretty good fall, so hopefully it takes fuel and you can get the filler neck. I gotta
will work feel right when right here off of the diesel for when we do storm work. And it fits down in there just fine. So hopefully it takes fuel. We'll give it a whirl, see what happens. Alright guys, I got my guy's Mike's dually out of the shop. We got it on the ground. We got it backed out. Everybody can see what it looks like now. He's got to do a little bit of work ready to get it ready. He's got to get him some shorter shocks and stuff. But other than that, it's good to go. Looks good. He can ride. It's not all jacked up anymore. We ain't trying to get it all jacked up and ride around. All right. Well, how many of y'all think we need to get this old turd out of the weeds in the next video? Maybe get this old turd going again. Maybe put a motor in it. Get her fixed up. What y'all all think?